grab these. I'm gonna tuck this as well. I don't like it doing this. Right, that's this thing right here. Before, front and back, after. But now I'm gonna pull it down a bit. I'm gonna go in here, grab this, right? Both of those vertices, which is front and back, I'm gonna tuck it down a bit. I'm gonna grab these two, I'm gonna pull it in. I'm gonna grab these two, I'm gonna pull it in, and I will explain why and what this line represents. Grab that, pull that in, press 3, tuck it up a bit. This is my origin point, insertion point for the neck, right? But the neckline is over here, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. 1 and 3. Pull up a bit. Pull that down a bit. Pull that in 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 a bit. Grab those, pull it up and truncate it in, just like a rib cage in drawing. Ooh, I'll pull that up a bit. Grab those, pull it up a bit. Grab these, pull up a bit. So I'm maintaining some sense of order for the lines, right? Because you want to have it like this, and then but then suddenly if it skews down, it causes the lines to become wobbly, and if the lines become wobbly, the model's shading becomes wobbly too. So that's the reason why I'm touching upon these. This here skewing down, maybe I can just press E as in Edward and just carefully rotate like that so it skews up. So it's just like in drawing when you make your ellipses for the construction lines. This, maybe I can rotate it like that, so it's gonna bend like this. Before, going down, after. I'm gonna push it in some more. But, yeah. And this is doing some weird stuff. Press E as in Edward. I'm just gonna, right here, like that. So there's some, you can already tell, it looks more uniform and more balanced. Grab this right here, maybe I can space it out a little bit better. So now it's nice and round. So I'm gonna explain what I just did. So right now it looks really weird, like weird, and it's causing these, you know, sharp angles, right? But before I change the shape again, all I'm doing is defining my middle ground, my midline strip, right, for modeling the thickness, see? And I pull these in, right? I like to call them, I put in my train tracks, right? Because now it's going to leave me room to add an edge loop over here, which I will need to make it fluffy, like to make it fluffy in a good way. Because what I had previously, it's not enough to get the shape I want. Alright, that's 23 minutes. I'm just gonna tidy this up. Alright, press R and I just flatline it. Pancake it down. I'm gonna also pancake it this way a bit, just enough. So it's gonna ease it a bit. Over here, right here, 1 and 3. At level 1, I'm just gonna do some of this. ease it up a bit. Level 1, ease it up a bit. This also signifies the sternum. See, this is the sternum. Sternum is where the front of where the ribs meet, right? Up here it meets into the collarbone, the clavicles afterwards. Flatline that. This here too. Again, I'm making it clean because I'm just trying to avoid wobbly lines, right? See this? See how it's denting in? Now this is dipping down. I don't like that. I'm just going to tuck it up a bit. Okay. So that helped a bit. But not a lot. So this looks pretty fugly, right? And the reason why it's causing this little nose, this pointed edge, is because there's not enough resolution, not enough lines to hold it firm, meaning to hold its fluffiness, right? See this spacing between here and here? There's a massive gap between here and here, and when the mesh smooths, it doesn't know what to do, so it just shrink wraps it even more, causing this sharp angle. So I'm explaining how the mesh behaves. This is universal for any 3D software. This is called the subdivision modeling, and it's behavior. This right here, maybe I can straighten that out a bit. Yeah. As you can see, I'm still working with what little I have. Alright, so that's 26 minutes. And I think I'm gonna do 30 minutes and cut it down to 15 minutes. Split it in two. So I'm gonna lift this up. The reason why I'm lifting this up is I want to maintain uniformity with this line. This one too. Pull it up a bit. Press 3. Alright, so I'm gonna bring these over again. So when I make these lines and I clean these lines up, right, and I'm trying to prevent the wobbling lines, it also represents, for example, the rib cage. When you do drawings and you do your like your schematic lines, your construction lines, we call that construction lines for, you know, in figure drawing, right? You use primitives to, you know, fill out the volume, the mass, the weight of it, and then you do your overlapping ellipses right here, and then your ellipses over here, and your ellipses over here. See, just like in drawing, you have your midline. This is your midline going up, and here again, this is the widest point. This is the widest point. This right here, that is also a major facial plane or surface plane, right? And the ellipse wrapping around, widest point, and the neck tube, and the rib cage, which is basically an oval egg, right? See, that's your widest point. See this line like that? This is your widest point, and here, this is the widest point of the pelvis. Here's the widest point of the hips. Right here, see right there. It's universal. Widest point, widest point, widest point, and here's where the limbs, origin and insertion of the limbs of the thighs, right? The line is drawn like that. In the world of 3D, this is basically the topology, the train tracks for the limbs to kind of pull out of or insert into. Again, widest point, your widest point, going all the way around. Here's your ellipse, right? Construction lines. Just like in here, same thing. These are the major planes, see? Right there. But this is the widest point, supporting edge loops. This edge is signifies the widest area, widest point, all the way down, right? Primitives, and then the entire structural mass, origin and insertion points. And then here, it's the same thing. It just doesn't, for a 2D artist, it doesn't comprehend, you know? But at least right now I'm explaining it to know what to look for, basically, right? And the strategies involved. Okay, so I kept these like this. Another rule is to use what you have to the fullest extent. Right? See right here? It's denting in like that. 1 and 3 will help you to see things. 1, it shows me this dent, so I'm just gonna make it more fluffy, and I'm gonna pull it up a bit so it can kind of match this line flow. Right? Maybe pull that down a bit so it balances out. See? Grab that, maybe pull that up a bit. Pull that up a bit. Now if you look at my construction line, see there's some harmony to it. Okay. Let's see. What else? I'm gonna continue fixing this up because I don't want to move forward until it's ready. Ready for more added resolution. This part looks a little wonky. Pull it down a bit. Pull it down a bit. I don't like it skewing like that. Pull this back a bit. This part is caving in. Look underneath it. Like I don't like this, so I'm gonna pull it out. This is the back, right? So I'm gonna pull it down like that. Working between 1 and 3, 1 and 3. This plane, right? That's the back wall. This plane is my front wall, lining up to this. See, slowly but surely it's gonna come together. Yeah, so for now I'm gonna leave it like this because the next video is gonna do a lot of changes, but you know, work with what you have, right, to block out the shape. Right, see, I'm thinking about this is my midline, just like in the drawing. This would signify the midline, but then still to go back in and to consider the overall shape. There you go. Maybe I'm gonna slightly rotate this down. Right, I use the rotate tool to rotate it down a bit. See, now it kind of slopes down too. You know, grab this. I'm gonna pull this back a bit. Right, and it's okay to go outside the boundaries of your drawing. Right, this here. I'm gonna pull this sucker back. I'm gonna pull this back. Grab that, those three at a time. Grab those three at the bottom. Grab those three, yank on it. Grab that, pull, those three, pull. Pull on it. Only three at a time. I need this guy here to stay, because this is my other important facial or surface plane, right? For this wall. See this wall? It needs to hold its ground, which will help to keep its shape. And then go into here. Maybe I'll grab three at a time now, or including this one, to help make the round puffiness, all of this down here. Because if I just grab this, right, it's already that much. But if I grab all of it, it grabs more. And this is a maximum I can push it before it gets too distorted. Maybe I'll grab just these two. Do that a bit. Ooh, this looks pretty awful. Grab vertex mode, maybe pull that down a little bit, help ease it up. Okay. I'll grab this and this. Maybe I'll pull these down a bit. Maybe I'll just also rotate it, because it's arcing up. Maybe I'll just, this axis right here, carefully rotate it down a bit so it's more level. There. Still looks really awful, but it's fine. Right? Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Next video, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do an edge loop over here. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. All the way around. And then there's gonna be some massive changes just from doing that. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Bye.